Lila sat on her bed, staring at the old picture of her and her best friend, Mia. They were smiling, arms around each other, carefree and happy during their summer break. That was before Mia moved away to another city. Since then, everything felt different. The laughter and fun they once shared seemed to fade into memories, leaving a heavy feeling in Lila's heart. Lila missed Mia so much. They used to share everything, from secrets to silly jokes. Now, their chats were rare, mostly short. Messages that didn't capture the warmth of their friendship. Lila felt a growing distance, as if a giant wall had been built between them. She wanted to talk to Mia, to tell her about her day, her thoughts, and how much she missed her. But every time she tried, words failed her. The fear of sounding desperate or sad stopped her from reaching out. One sunny afternoon, Lila decided to take a walk outside. The world seemed bright and lively, but inside she felt heavy with sadness. As she wandered through the park, she saw other friends laughing and playing together. It reminded her of the fun times she had with Mia. The laughter echoed in her mind, and she couldn't help but smile, even though her heart ached. Sitting on a park bench, Lila stared at the sky. What if I just text her, she thought. But what would she say? Would she tell Mia how much she missed their talks? Or would she pretend everything was okay, even though it wasn't? Just then, her phone buzzed in her pocket. It was a message. From Mia? Lila's heart raced with excitement. It quickly turned to disappointment when she read the short reply. Hope you're doing well? Miss you, Lila sighed. It was nice to hear from Mia, but the message felt too brief. It didn't feel like they were truly connecting. Wanted to feel the warmth of their friendship again, to hear Mia's laughter. Lila longed to bridge the gap that distance had created between them. Determined to try, Lila took a deep breath and typed a message. Hey, I really miss you. Can we have a video call soon? She hesitated before hitting send, her heart pounding. What if Mia was too busy? What if she didn't want to talk? A wave of doubt washed over her, but she pressed the button anyway. To her surprise, Mia replied almost immediately. I'd love that. How about tomorrow at 5? Lila felt a rush of happiness. She quickly agreed, excitement bubbling inside her. The next day, Lila prepared for the call. She tidied her room, choosing her favorite shirt and even putting on a little bit of makeup. As the clock ticked closer to 5, she felt a mix of nerves and anticipation. What would they talk about? Would it feel like old times again? Finally, her phone rang, and she answered with a big smile. Mia's face appeared on the screen, and Lila felt as if a beam of sunshine had broken through the clouds. They both laughed and waved, but there was a moment of silence as they looked at each other. Lila could see the familiar spark in Mia's eyes, and it made her feel warm inside. It's so good to see you, Mia said, her voice bright and cheerful. Lila felt her heart lift. I miss you so much. I miss you too, Lila replied, her words tumbling out. They began to talk, sharing stories about their lives. Mia told Lila about her new school, the friends she was making, and the places she had explored. Lila shared her own experiences, talking about her hobbies and funny moments from her days. As they talked, the distance between them began to disappear. Lila felt the connection they had always shared. They laughed, made jokes, and even reminisced about their adventures together. It felt as if no time had passed at all. When the call ended, Lila felt lighter, filled with hope. She realized that even though Mia was far away, their friendship was strong enough to withstand the distance. They could still share their lives, support each other, and create new memories together. Even from afar, with a smile on her face, Lila looked at the picture of them on her bed. They were still friends, connected by memories, laughter, and love. As she thought about the question that had sparked it all, Lila grinned widely. Yes, they were the apex predators of their own story, and nothing could break their bond. They would always find a way to reconnect and uplift each other, no matter the distance. After their video call, Lila felt a spark of hope igniting inside her. It was as if the clouds of sadness that had hung over her for so long were starting to lift. But as the days passed, that hope began to fade into uncertainty again. Conversation had been wonderful, but it was just one call. Lila worried that their connection wouldn't last. What if Mia got busy with her new life and forgot about her? Fear crept back in, making her feel distant all over again. Lila decided to to take action. She remembered how much Mia loved to draw. They had spent countless afternoons at the park sketching scenes from their imagination. That thought gave Lila an idea. I can send her something special, she thought. It would be a way to show Mia that she cared and wanted to keep their friendship alive. With determination, Lila gathered her art supplies. She chose a blank canvas and began to paint. She poured her heart into the artwork, creating a colorful landscape inspired by their favorite park. She painted the tall trees, the gentle creek, and the swings where they had laughed until their stomachs hurt. In the center, she added two figures, one representing her and the other Mia. Holding hands and looking up at the sky, as she painted, Lila felt a sense of joy washing over her. It was freeing to express her feelings through art. She imagined Mia's face lighting up when she received the painting. This gift would remind them of their bond, no matter the distance. Once finished, Lila carefully wrapped the painting in bright paper and placed it in a sturdy box. She wrote a heartfelt note to Mia, telling her how much she missed their time together and how she hoped this painting would bring a smile to her face. It felt good to put her feelings into words, and she hoped it would help bridge the gap between them. The next day, Lila went to the post office, her heart racing with excitement. She sent the package off with a smile, feeling proud of her gesture. Now I just have to wait, she thought. While she waited for Mia's response, Lila focused on her own hobbies. She started drawing more, joining a local art class, and even making new friends. She discovered that she could enjoy life while still cherishing her friendship with Mia. Days turned into a week, and Lila's excitement turned into nervousness. What if Mia didn't like the painting? What if she didn't respond at all? But Lila pushed those thoughts aside. She had taken a step, and that was what mattered. One sunny afternoon, while Lila was sketching in the park, her phone buzzed with a message. Her heart raced as she opened it. It was from Mia. Lila. I got your painting today. It's beautiful. Thank you so much.
I love it.
It made me so happy. Lila felt a rush of warmth and joy. She quickly typed back, I'm so glad you liked it. I miss you so much. Let's video chat again soon, Mia replied instantly. Absolutely. How about tomorrow at 5 again? I have so much to tell you. Lila's heart soared. Yes, I can't wait. As the sun began to set, Lila felt lighter than she had in weeks. She realized that while distance could make her feel lonely, it couldn't break their friendship. They were still connected through their memories, laughter, and now through art. The next day, when the clock struck 5, Lila eagerly answered the call. Mia appeared on the screen, her face beaming with joy. You have no idea how much I needed that painting. It's hanging in my room, and I think of you every time I see it. Lila smiled widely. I'm so happy to hear that. I've been working on my art. I even joined a class. They spent the next hour talking about their lives, sharing updates, and laughing together. Lila felt like she was floating. It was as if time and distance didn't matter. They were still the same friends, still sharing their dreams and hopes. As they wrapped up the call, Lila felt a renewed sense of connection. She knew that no matter where life took them, their friendship could endure. They were humans, capable of bridging any distance with love and creativity. With a grin on her face, Lila thought about how special it was to be part of something so strong. They were the apex predators of their own story, using hope, creativity, and friendship to conquer the challenges life threw at them. She looked at the sky. She felt ready for whatever came next, knowing that she and Mia would always find a way to stay close, no matter the miles between them. After their joyful video call, Lila felt a renewed sense of hope. However, as days passed, she couldn't shake the feeling of distance that still lingered between her and Mia. The memories of their laughter echoed in her mind. But the silence that filled the spaces between their conversations felt heavy. Lila wanted to reach out more, to share her life and hear about Mia's new adventures, but she hesitated. What if Mia was too busy to talk again? What if their conversations became less frequent? Determined to keep their friendship strong, Lila decided she needed to take another step. She remembered their shared love for storytelling, how they would create stories together during sleepovers, weaving tales of fantastical worlds and brave heroes. Maybe I could write a story for her, Lila thought, a spark of inspiration igniting within her. That evening, Lila sat down at her desk with a notebook and pen, her heart racing with excitement. She wanted the story to reflect their friendship, capturing the magic they shared. As she wrote, she imagined a world where they were both adventurers, exploring distant lands filled with wonders and challenges. In her story, Lila created a brave heroine named Lyra, who traveled through enchanted forests and climbed towering mountains. Along the way, she met a wise old owl and a mischievous fox, who helped her on her journey. But the most important part of the story was Lyra's best friend, a fierce warrior named Kaya, who stood by her side through every challenge. Together, they faced fears, solved riddles, and discovered hidden treasures, all while laughing and supporting each other, as Lila wrote. She poured her emotions into the pages. She described the strength of their friendship, the way they lifted each other up during tough times, and how they celebrated each other's victories, no matter how small. It felt good to express her feelings through Lyra and Kaya, and she hoped Mia would feel the same connection when she read it. After finishing the first draft, Lila read it aloud to herself, feeling the words come to life. She smiled at the adventures she had created, but her heart still ached with longing for Mia. "This story is for you, Mia," she whispered, feeling the warmth of their bond. The next day, Lila made a plan. She would send the story in a heartfelt letter to Mia. She wanted her friend to know just how much she meant to her. Lila carefully typed out the letter, expressing her feelings of missing Mia and how much their friendship had shaped her life. She added a few funny memories, hoping to make Mia smile as she read it. Once everything was ready, Lila printed the story and letter, folded them neatly, and placed them in an envelope. With a determined heart, she headed to the post office, feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. As she dropped the envelope into the mailbox, she felt lighter, as if she had sent a piece of her heart along with it. Days passed, and Lila found herself daydreaming about Mia reading her story. Would she laugh at the parts they used to find funny? Would she feel the warmth of their friendship in the words? Lila's hope grew stronger with each passing day. Finally, the day arrived when Mia's response came. Lila's heart raced as she opened her email. Mia wrote, "Lila, just finished your story. It was amazing. I felt like I was on the adventure with you. You captured our friendship perfectly. I miss you so much and can't wait to make more memories together." Lila felt tears of joy fill her eyes. She quickly replied, "I'm so glad you liked it. Let's plan a visit soon. I want to explore new places with you, just like Lyra and Kaya." As they exchanged messages, Lila felt the distance between them shrink. They shared ideas for future adventures and promised to keep writing stories for each other. Lila realized that even though they were miles apart, their friendship could thrive through creativity and communication. With each message, Lila felt empowered. She knew that they could overcome any distance, and their bond would only grow stronger. They were both humans, capable of bridging gaps with love, imagination, and determination. Lila understood that being apart didn't mean being alone. We're still connected by their hearts and shared dreams. As she looked out the window at the bright blue sky, Lila smiled, knowing that their friendship was a powerful force. Just like Lyra and Kaya, they would always find a way back to each other, no matter the challenges life threw their way. In that moment, Lila felt like an apex predator in her own right, strong, determined, and ready to face whatever came next with her best friend by her side. As the weeks rolled on, Lila and Mia's friendship continued to bloom despite the distance. Their shared stories, messages, and video calls kept them connected. Lila still felt a pang of sadness every time she remembered how much she missed Mia's physical presence. Each time she walked through the park, she could almost hear Mia's laughter ringing in her ears, feel her warmth beside her. It was a bittersweet reminder of what they once had. One day, while Lila was sketching in the park, she noticed a group of children playing a game of tag nearby. Their shouts of joy and laughter filled the air, and Lila couldn't help but smile. Suddenly, she had an idea that made her heart race with excitement. What if I invited Mia to come visit for a weekend? We could create new memories together. The thought filled her with hope. But then doubt crept in. What if Mia couldn't come? What if she was too busy with her new life? Lila decided to push those negative thoughts aside. I have to try, she told herself. Our friendship is worth it. Once she got home, Lila sat down at her desk and began to write a letter to Mia. She poured her heart into the words, expressing how much she missed her and how wonderful it would be to spend time together again. Remember all those times we played in the park? I want to create new memories like that with you. Please come visit. She signed it with a big smiley face. Hoping it would bring joy to Mia's heart, after sealing the letter and putting it in the mailbox, Lila waited anxiously. The thought of Mia reading it filled her with excitement. She imagined Mia's face lighting up when she read how much Lila wanted to reconnect. But as the days passed, her excitement turned into worry. What if Mia didn't respond? Didn't want to visit? Just when Lila was starting to feel defeated, she received an email from Mia. Heart racing, she opened it eagerly. Lila, I loved your letter. I miss you so much. I would love to visit. Let's make it happen. Lila felt a wave of relief and joy wash over her. She quickly replied, suggesting a weekend in 2 weeks. They could go to their favorite spots, catch up, and create new adventures together. As the day of Mia's visit approached, Lila felt a whirlwind of emotions. She was excited, but also a little nervous. What if things felt different now? What if they couldn't find that same connection they once had? Lila pushed those fears aside, reminding herself that their bond was strong. They had always been there. For each other, even through challenges. When the day finally arrived, Lila woke up early, filled with anticipation. She picked out her favorite outfit and carefully arranged the park they had loved so much. She wanted everything to be perfect. As the clock ticked closer to Mia's arrival, Lila's heart raced with excitement. Finally, she saw Mia walking toward her, a big smile on her face and arms wide open. Lila, she called, and Lila ran to her, wrapping her arms around her best friend. It felt like coming home. The warmth of their hug melted away any worries Lila had. Wow, it's so good to see you again, Mia exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with joy. Lila felt a rush of happiness. They spent the day exploring the park, just like old times. They played tag, climbed trees, and even had a picnic by the creek. Lila felt alive, surrounded by laughter and love. As the sun began to set, they sat on the grass, sharing stories and dreams. Lila realized that their friendship had only grown stronger through the distance. They talked about their hopes for the future, what they wanted to achieve, and how they could support each other in their journeys. I'm so glad we did this, Lila said, her heart full. You really are my best friend, no matter how far apart we are. Mia smiled, her eyes shining. I feel the same way. Distance doesn't change what we have. We are strong, and we will always find a way back to each other. In that moment, Lila understood the true power of their friendship. They were humans, capable of overcoming any obstacle, including distance. They were the apex predators of their own story, using love, hope, determination to conquer the challenges life brought their way. As they watched the sun dip below the horizon, Lila felt a sense of peace. She knew they could create many more memories together, no matter where life took them. With Mia by her side, she felt ready to face anything. Together, they would keep their friendship alive, thriving on hope and connection as they always had. After Mia's visit, Lila felt a renewed sense of joy. Their time together had been magical, filled with laughter and a deep connection. However, as the days passed, she couldn't shake the feeling of distance that still lingered. Mia had returned to her new city, and although they exchanged messages regularly, the physical absence still tugged at Lila's heart. One afternoon, while Lila was drawing in her sketchbook, she noticed the empty spaces around her. The park felt quieter without Mia's laughter echoing through it. She longed for their spontaneous adventures, the comfortable silences shared, and the way they could talk for hours about anything and everything. Lila wanted to reconnect with Mia in a way that felt meaningful. She wasn't sure how. As she sat there, the idea of a new project began to unfold in her mind. What if I created something special for Mia, she thought. Something that could bring us closer, even when we're apart. Excitement bubbled within her. She decided to put her artistic skills to use again, but this time, it would be more than just a painting or a drawing. She wanted to create a scrapbook that celebrated their friendship and all the wonderful memories they had shared. Leila spent hours gathering photos, mementos, and little notes. She printed pictures from their adventures hiking in the mountains, laughing on the swings, and even the silly selfies they took at the park. Each photo brought back a flood of memories, and Leila couldn't help but smile as she remembered the joy they had shared. To add a personal touch, she wrote little captions for each photo, describing what they were doing and how much those moments meant to her. She even included snippets of their inside jokes, which always made them laugh. This will remind Mia of our bond, Leila thought. Feeling a sense of purpose as she worked on the scrapbook, Leila poured her heart into every page. She decorated it with colorful stickers and drawings, presenting the things they loved, like their favorite animals, books, and dreams for the future. It was more than just a collection of memories. It was a celebration of their friendship, a testament to the connection they shared, no matter the distance. Once the scrapbook was complete, Leila felt a rush of excitement. She carefully wrapped it in bright paper and wrote a heartfelt letter to Mia, explaining her project and how much she cherished their friendship. "I hope this brings a smile to your face and reminds you that I'm always here for you, no matter how far apart we are," she wrote. With the package ready to go, Leila headed to the post office, her heart racing with anticipation. She couldn't wait for Mia to receive the scrapbook. It felt like a piece of her was traveling to Mia, a reminder of their bond that distance could never diminish. Days passed, and Leila found herself checking her phone often, waiting for a response. Just when she thought she couldn't wait any longer, she received a message from Mia. "Leila, your package just arrived. I can't wait to open it." Leila felt a wave of happiness wash over her. "I hope you love it," she replied, her heart pounding with excitement. A few hours later, another message popped up. "Leila, this is amazing. I love the scrapbook. It made me cry happy tears. You captured our friendship perfectly." Leila's heart soared. She quickly typed back, "I'm so glad. I miss you so much. Let's plan another video call soon." As they exchanged messages, Leila felt the distance shrinking again. They shared updates about their lives and dreams, discussing new plans for the future. The scrapbook had not only reminded Mia of their friendship, but had also opened new doors for their connection. One evening, during a video call, Mia looked at Leila with excitement. "We should start a blog together. We can share our stories and adventures, even if we're far apart. It'll be a way to keep our friendship alive and inspire others." Leila's eyes lit up with enthusiasm. "That's a brilliant idea. We can call it Adventures of Lyra and Kaya, just like our story." As they brainstormed ideas, Leila felt empowered. They were creating something beautiful together, a platform where their friendship could thrive. It reminded her that distance, it was just a challenge, one that they could overcome through creativity, love, and dedication. With each passing day, Leila realized that they were not just friends. They were a team. Together, they were the apex predators of their own story, using hope, imagination, and determination to conquer whatever life threw at them. As Leila looked out at the stars that night, she felt a sense of peace. She knew that their friendship would continue to grow, no matter the miles between them. With Mia by her side, even in spirit, she felt ready to take on the world. Together, they would create countless memories, forge new paths, and always find a way back to each other, no matter how far apart they were. As the weeks passed since Leila and Mia had started their blog, Adventures of Lyra and Kaya, Leila felt a new sense of excitement. They were sharing stories, photos, and ideas about their lives, and it felt good to have this creative outlet together. But despite their digital connection, Leila still felt a lingering sadness. She missed Mia's presence, the way they could sit together in comfortable silence, the spontaneous laughter that filled the air when they were side by side. One chilly afternoon, as Leila sat at her desk, she stared at the screen, reading through their latest blog post. It was about their favorite memories from childhood, filled with beautiful words and laughter. While she loved the blog, she yearned for something more personal. She wanted to see Mia share moments that couldn't be captured through a screen. Leila decided to reach out to Mia. "Hey, What do you think about planning a weekend adventure? Just the two of us? Could go hiking or have a picnic in the park, she texted, typing quickly with excitement. But as soon as she hit send, doubt crept in. What if Mia had too much going on? What if she couldn't make it? Leela's heart sank at the thought. To her surprise, Mia replied almost immediately, "That sounds amazing. I'd love to. Let's make it happen." Lila felt a rush of joy. They set a date for the following weekend, and Lila could hardly contain her excitement. Finally, she would get to see her best friend again. The days leading up to the weekend felt like an eternity. Lila planned every detail of their time together. She mapped out a hiking trail they had always wanted to explore, packed a picnic basket with all their favorite snacks, and even prepared a few fun games to play. She wanted everything to be perfect, to create new memories that would last a lifetime. When Saturday arrived, Lila woke up early, her heart racing with anticipation. She quickly dressed and double-checked her backpack, making sure she had everything they would need. As she left her house, the sun was shining brightly, and the birds were singing. It felt like the perfect day for an adventure. When Lila arrived at the park, she saw Mia waiting for her by the entrance, her face lighting up with joy as soon as she spotted Lila. They ran to each other, embracing tightly. "I can't believe we're finally together again," Mia exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with happiness. Lila felt her worries fade away in that moment. They started their hike, chatting and laughing as they moved along the trail. The trees swayed gently in the wind, and the fresh air filled their lungs. Lila felt alive, surrounded by nature and her best friend. Each step they took brought back memories of their childhood adventures, and it felt as if no time had passed. After a while, they found a perfect spot next to a sparkling stream to have their picnic. They spread out the blanket and unpacked their food, sharing stories and jokes as they ate. Lila realized how much she had missed the simple joy of being with Mia, sharing their lives in person. As they finished their meal, Lila pulled out a small notebook she had brought along. "I started writing a new story," she said, her voice filled with excitement. "It's about two friends who go on an adventure together just like us." Mia's eyes lit up. "I'd love to hear it." Lila read the story aloud, and as she spoke, she could see Mia's face light up with joy and laughter. They shared ideas, building on the story together, creating characters that reminded them of themselves. It felt like magic, and Lila knew this was what she had been missing. After their picnic, they decided to explore more of the park. They climbed up a small hill and reached the top, where they could see the entire park spread out below them. Lila took a deep breath, feeling a wave of happiness. "Look at how far we've come," she said, turning to Mia. "We've always found a way to stay connected, even when things got tough." Mia nodded, her expression serious. "No distance can break our bond. We're stronger than that." Lila felt a surge of pride. They were both humans who could overcome challenges, who could find joy and hope even when the world felt heavy. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, Lila felt a sense of peace wash over her. She knew that their friendship was a powerful force, one that could weather any storm. They were the apex predators of their own story, using love, creativity, and hope to navigate life's challenges hand in hand. They made their way back down the hill, their hearts full. Lila understood that distance would always exist, but so would their friendship. They would continue to create memories, share stories, and support each other, no matter where life led them. Together, they would face the world, ready for whatever adventures awaited them. After their incredible weekend adventure, Lila felt a renewed sense of joy. Spending time with Mia had reminded her how strong their friendship was, and she realized that no amount of distance could change that. But as the days turned into weeks, again, she could still feel the weight of separation. Although they communicated through their blog and social media, it wasn't the same as sharing laughs in person or sitting side by side. One evening, while Lila was sitting at her desk, she received a message from Mia. "Hey, I've been thinking about our adventure. I miss you already." Lila's heart warmed at the message. The connection they shared was so strong even if they were miles apart. She quickly replied, "I miss you too. Let's plan our next adventure." They exchanged messages. Lila felt hopeful. They discussed potential plans, from hiking new trails to exploring nearby towns. But as much as she loved the idea of new adventures, another thought lingered in her mind. What if we did something big together? Something that could inspire not just us, but others as well. With that thought in mind, Lila came up with an idea. What if we create a community project? She suggested during their next video call. We could organize a local event where people can come together to share their own stories and adventures. Mia's eyes lit up with excitement. That sounds amazing. We could invite people to share their favorite memories, maybe even do some art or writing workshops. Lila felt a rush of energy. Yes, we can inspire others to connect, just like we did. We can show them that no distance can break friendships, and that we can always find ways to support one another. Together, they brainstormed ideas, planning every detail of the event. They decided to host it in the park where they had shared so many memories. They would set up booths for story sharing, art displays, and even a small stage for live music. Lila felt a sense of purpose as they discussed how they could reach out to the community and invite people to join them. Over the next few weeks, Lila and Mia worked hard to prepare for the event. They created posters, shared announcements online, and reached out to local artists and musicians. Excitement buzzed in the air as the day of the event approached. Lila felt like she was part of something bigger than herself, movement to bring people together to celebrate friendships and connections. Finally, the day arrived. Lila woke up early, her heart racing with anticipation. She arrived at the park to find it buzzing with activity. Colorful banners waved in the breeze, and tables were set up with art supplies, books, and refreshments. As people began to arrive, Lila felt a mix of nerves and excitement. When Mia arrived, they hugged tightly, both of them beaming. "We did it," Mia exclaimed, her eyes sparkling. They looked around at the crowd gathering, and Lila felt a wave of pride wash over her. This was their dream coming to life. As the event began, people shared their stories, laughter filling the air. Lila and Mia moved from booth to booth, listening to tales of friendship, love, and hope. They watched as strangers became friends, creating connections and celebrating their shared experiences. It was exactly what they had envisioned, a reminder that everyone has a story worth sharing. During a break, Lila and Mia took a moment to step back and soak it all in. "Look at what we've created," Lila said, her heart swelling with happiness. "This is amazing," Mia nodded, her eyes shining. "We did this together. We turned our friendship into something that helps others. This shows how powerful our connection is." As the sun began to set, painting the sky in vibrant colors, Lila felt a sense of fulfillment. They had not only brought people together, but also strengthened their own bond in the process. Later that evening, they packed up. Lila turned to Mia. "I realized something today. Even when we're apart, we can find ways to stay connected and inspire others. Our friendship is like a thread that weaves through all of this." Mia smiled warmly. "Exactly. We are apex predators of our own story, using our love and creativity to conquer the challenges of distance." As they shared a final hug before saying goodbye, Lila knew that their friendship would continue to thrive. They had proven that no distance could diminish the joy they found in each other. They would always find ways to reconnect, inspire, uplift not just themselves, but others. To dot with hope in her heart, Lila looked forward to the future. She knew that their adventures were just beginning, and together they could create a world where friendships flourished, no matter the miles between them.